Nosferatu, the Robert Eggers version. This is the remake that was made about, I want to say 40, 50 years ago, not longer. Vampire creepy classic based on the book about Count Dracula that Bram Stoker ended up using as well. That's why a lot of the accounts in this film reminds you of Bram Stoker's Dracula. You find an evil force is connected to this young lady. You don't know why. She keeps having these visions, and this shadow keeps coming there and saying, "You woke me. I was asleep for in this dark hole until your voice woke me." So it's like she called for him, and he's trying to get to her physically, but he can't because she's so far away. And now it seems like everyone is cursed because of it. And his power knows no bounds, but she's married and to Nicholas Holt. And of course, he wants to be successful and he has an opportunity to get all this money and gold. All he has to do is land this deal and he'll be on the account with this law firm. He just has to sell this property deal, and he had to go to the guy's castle, which is, of course, way out there, and it's a trap. And he's basically there, and he signs the paperwork, but every night he keeps blacking out and don't even remember how he's going to sleep, and his memory's gone. He doesn't know what's going on, how it's happening. Or why things are happening in the town. Robert Eggers is very good at visual displays. He's very good at putting you in a scenario of wondering. And if you're a filmmaker, you're watching this film and you're like, oh my God. You're watching this film in total amazement. Because there's nothing like more intriguing. There's nothing more like something visually capturing and bringing you into it in the sound. The first 5 minutes will blow you away. The first 5 minutes of this is driving you insane with the visual display that's happening out there. Is incredible. And Robert Eggers has done The Northman, he's done The Witch, and he's had the weirdest endings in films. And this is another one that's just out there. And I kind of wanted to see a little bit more of a completion. The reason why I like, Bram Stoker's Dracula better than this one is, you actually saw a little bit more. There was a little bit more action put in there, and certain scenes that were done were just done, and this was the more like your nails is in there. The suspense is keeping you there from the beginning to the end. Even though there's a lot of dialogue and not a lot of stuff going on, you're still like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. You're caught into the atmosphere, and the visual and sound effects, because I saw it in Dolby Atmos, it's captivating. So this is like filmmaking 101. If you want to make films, you make them like this. Ain't like this, they don't hit, they miss. So, oh man, the cinematography and Alexander Skarsgård as Nosferatu, he was definitely campy and creepy looking, and just like, oh my God, he just looks really old. He looks old and decrepit, but he's quick. He can move. He can do all these different things. And he lusts for blood and knows how to get it. He has all these different powers of manipulation, controlling the shadow, the weather, and was able to travel. But at night, he has to return back to his soil coffin. So people were saying, well, how's he supposed to move? Like, how's he supposed to get to this girl? Well, he found a way to be traveled, as he has a minion, someone that would take care of him. definitely worth checking out. I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. Very intense, creepy movie that will keep you on the edge of your seat. A lot of jump scares, but nothing really to... It's a psychological horror more than just a scary movie that's very gory. It's just the creepy and campiness of it is horrifying enough. So that's my review of Nosferatu. Hopefully you guys check it out. It's worth seeing. Very good job. William Dafoe, though, I thought I would see more of him. He had a very limited role in how he was handling things. So, right, I thought he'd be a little bit more hands-on than he was. But he wasn't, so. Now, he kind of like fell back and let everybody else do what they wanted to do. So, and like let the movie build. And the actor plays kick-ass, man. He's getting a lot of roles. He was Kraven the Hunter, and he was in this film too. Now, they didn't want to show his body in the film, so he's always clothed up because he was doing Kraven the Hunter, so he was pretty jacked. So they didn't want to go through that process with him. But yeah, he's pretty jacked up. So yeah, it was interesting. It seemed like the movie was filmed in black and white. The colors are so saturated that there's no bright colors. It just looks like old London. It's like everything's gray, misty fog. So it's like it's black and white, but it's not. The colors are just so saturated down, you feel the gloom. You feel the doom. It didn't have to be excruciatingly gory, but it combined all of the different shows that were there together. It combined oh, thank you, bro. It combined the last flight travel of the Demeter. It brought that into it. It brought in Bram Stoker's Dracula. It brought in that whole lore and mixed it together to make one film. So, on that note, I'll holler at y'all later. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, she was. Lily Rose was doing some freaky stuff up in here. Yes, sir. I agree. Johnny Depp gonna have to talk to her. She